Hey everybody, how are you doing? Let me know if you can see me. I just realized I forgot to change the title of the stream, and I don't even have anything open. So let's start. Let's get stuff organized here. Sorry for a bit of confusion today. We're switching over to doing just YouTube for streaming, and so things are a little hectic and weird for me right now. It looks like chat is up. I see a couple people there talking. I see people are chatting. I can see the chat showing up in the thing. There's what I wanted open. There's that. Cool. I can see it. So right now I have XST3FY, Emil Person, Geraldo Ferreira, Hernan Mela, and Despian Iguacho are all showing up. If you are trying to watch this and you are not on YouTube, A, you won't hear me say this. B, you need to get to YouTube to hear it. But I think we're good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the music down. Let me know in chat if music is too quiet, too loud, just not right. Let me know, and I will do my best to get things updated. All right. So, okay, I think everything's good. I see chat showing up in the stream like it's supposed to. I see my stream is live. I got the title changed. Go. All right, y'all. So, it's been... This is like the third time I've tried to do Beeware stuff on the stream. And every time we have had issues, it has not worked every single time. So, I don't want it to happen this time. I want it to work this time. So, I have been told, again, that that the stuff is going to work. So, we're going to try this out. I've been told that the Toga tutorial will work on Windows. So, we're going to try it yet again. And if we can get it to work, then awesome. And if we can't get it to work, then that's cool. We'll go do some more with Vue.js and API Star, because there's some stuff we didn't do last time, and that's cool. So we will do some more. So I'm waiting on PyCharm here to update a few things. All right, looks like it's good. Actually, let's see. Do I have one that I can open? Beeware stream. Let's open that. Let's see what. That was our TKA thing, our Kenter. All right. Batavia, that was where we had downloaded Batavia. Okay, so let's just take this one and let's try this stuff. So we're not gonna worry about Batavia. We're not gonna worry about that stuff. I guess while it's indexing, I can't install anything. Let's give that a second index. I'll say hi to the chat. Hey everyone, how are you doing? We've got we got people from all over in the chat. It looks like. This is nice. So I want to test something. I told YouTube to turn down the latency, so it should be faster. So everybody, you may see a bit more lag on the stream, but our back and forth should be faster. So between me saying something and you hearing it or seeing it. If this is weird, I will go and change things, and we'll try to do whatever there. So I want to try something. If this will ever let me. There we go. Toga demo install. Okay, so I want to try something. I want to say a number. So 0 through 9, one of these numbers, and I want somebody to type it in the chat once they hear me say it. Okay? So let's have you type. This is just me testing the latency on YouTube. Type a 7. See how fast it comes in. If it comes in. Maybe it won't. Yeah, that's not any faster. Cool, YouTube. Don't pay attention when I tell you to do a thing. That's, yeah, why would you do that? Option container. What the heck? What's up, Toga? Supposed to work. Let's try installing Toga off of GitHub. Maybe that would make more sense. So, yeah, we still don't have a 7. That's cool. There it is. Emil got one. Yeah, that is not any faster. I told it to optimize for interaction. Low latency. Sorry, I'm checking I'm checking a couple of stats here real quick just to see what's going on. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Ingestion servers, maybe that's it. No. Okay, well, let's not worry about it for now. And we will we'll just play with this a little later. So, Podium does that. Tools, those aren't the ones I want to do. Libraries? I don't think those are what I want either. Alright, let's see. PyB/Toga. But I've been told that the Toga tutorial will work. The Fahrenheit converter. So we're going to try that one in a minute. But I'm going to see if I need to pull off of here instead. Now, can I install on this interpreter a package? Not like that, I can't. Okay, so let's try it like this. Pip install that. No, okay. There we go. All right, cool. So let's try installing that, see if that works. Yeah, now we got a bunch of 7s. So yeah, it's not fast, which that's really too bad. Because I definitely told YouTube, hey, I want the faster thing. Yeah, what? You know what? Let's just try the tutorial and see if it works. Let's try the toy tutorial first. The first one. And like I said, if this doesn't work, that's cool. We will just do other things. Make that a little smaller, make that a little smaller. All right. So, let's make a new file, and we'll call it helloworld.py, and let's import Toga, and then we're going to make a button handler function, and it's going to accept a widget, and we're going to print out hello. Great work there. And then the build function is going to take an app, and we're going to make a Toga box here, and then we're going to make a Toga button. And this button's going to say hello world on it. And on press, we want to run the button handler function. And we're going to do style set, margin of 50. And we're going to add the button to the box. And we're going to return the box in the end there. And then we have, you know, our normal kind of def main thing. We're going to make a toga app. We're going to call it first app. And then we have to specify the, you know, like, owner of it thing. That'll be fine. And on startup, we want to run the build function. And if the name is equal to main, then we're going to call main, and then call the main loop function, or main loop method, of the app that gets returned by main. Yep. Let's try running that. No, that's not what we wanted. There's what we want. And look! We have a window! So, that did work. It says hello world. And if I run it, we get hello down here in the console. So, cool. That's neat. That's, it worked. I'm happy just that it worked. Because, if you've watched before, we've tried to do toga stuff, and it has not, it's not been friendly to us. But, now we have a hello world, and it worked. Okay. So now, let's go try tutorial number 1. And so this is the Fahrenheit to Celsius converter. Now, I have been told, I don't know that this is completely true still, because open source changes. I've been told, though, that we can build this, and then we should be able to, at that point, convert this into, say, an Android app directly, or into a you know, whatever. Video app, you're not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. But now we're green. Okay. We were red, now we're green. Alright. But, let's try this. So, let's build our new temp converter. So, I want a new file. And I'm going to call it f2c.py. Alright. So now let's look at our code. Hey, Dark Dev, nice to see you. And we'll see you later if you come back. And hi everyone else that came in and said hi. We've got Dat Dev and Ivan Martinez. Or Ivan Martinez. So again, we need to import toga. And then we need to make an app function. And so we're going to make a cbox here, which is a toga box, and fbox, which is also a toga box. And then we're going to make just a general box, which is a toga box. Cool. Hey, Bubble07, how are you? So now in C input, we're going to do toga.text input. And we're going to say that this one is read only. So we can only, we can't write to this one. And then f input is toga.text input. Just a normal everyday text input. Okay, and then we make a label. Label. I can't type this morning. And we'll say Celsius. And the alignment. Wow. That is like the worst typing I've done in quite a while. We'll make that one left aligned. Left aligned. Alright. So this one, let's make that F label. Fahrenheit. German words. And then join label toga.label is equivalent to, and the alignment here is going to be toga.right aligned. Hey Vegrant, I did not shorten my beard. I haven't done anything to my beard in years. Calculate widget. Alright, so we're going to try to take cInput's value, and we're going to make that equal to a float of fInput's value minus 32.0. Multiply that whole thing times 5, and then divide by 9. Now, the reason we have these zeros in here is that's going to be a Python 2 holdover. So in Python 2, if you divided by an int, you got back an int because Python 2 didn't know what it was doing. So I don't need those anymore, but I will leave them just because right now it's best to have just follow the tutorial, do what it says. That's a naked accept. I don't know what is going on there. So then got some question marks. Sorry. Okay. So that's our calculate function. So whenever calculate gets called, we're going to take whatever is in F, we're going to do some math to it to turn it into a Celsius number, and then we're going to put that into the Celsius input. So now let's make a toga button, which says calculate. And on press, we want this to run calculate. So then we will add to our F box the F input and the F label. To our C box, we will add the join label, and then we will add the C input and the C label. And then to the overall box, we will add the F box, the C box, and the button. All right. So, just a lot of like adding things together, right? Nothing ridiculously difficult at this point, but just a lot of like piling things up, adding things together. Okay, so now let's style the box a little bit. So flex direction is the direction that we're allowing it to grow. And padding top is going to be 10. For the F box, we're going to say that it can flex in the row direction. And it's got a margin of 5. And then for the C box, we're going to do exactly the same thing. All right. Cool. For C input, we want to set the style to have flex equal to 1, so that one can flex. For the F input, we want flex to be 1 as well. And we want the margin left to be equal to 160. Yeah, okay. And then for C label, we want the width on that to be 100. And the margin left to be 10. Same thing for F label. And for join label, we want the same basic thing, but we want 50 there, and we want this to have a margin of right, not margin left. All right. For the button style, we want to set the margin equal to 15 all the way around, and we want to return the box. Whew, that's a large function. Okay, so in def main, we want to return toga.app temperature converter and org.pyb.f2c, and on startup we want to run the build function, and if name is equal to main, then run main and run the main loop that comes back from that. Okay, so let's look at this real quick just to make sure that y'all have understood what's going on here. I think I've got it. So we've got this build function that's going to take an app. And inside here we're creating 3 boxes. So a box is just something we can put things into. In HTML, this would be a div. Okay? But we're not in HTML, we're in this widget library. Or not widget, but this GUI building library. So our C box, our F box and our regular box. They're just boxes. Boxes are things we can put stuff into, because that's what you do with boxes, right? So then we make a C input and an F input, and the C input is going to be read only. So it's only for putting values in. Like the user can't put a value into it. They can just read whatever value's in there. F input, however, they can type things into. And then we have 3 labels. One says Celsius and is left aligned. One says Fahrenheit and is left aligned. And one says is equivalent to, and that one is right aligned. And then we have a function here called calculate, which this calculates the values between one and the others. Between Fahrenheit and Celsius. We have a button that says calculate, and when we press it, when we click that button, it's going to run this calculate function. So we add the input and the label to the F box. We add the join label and the C input and C label to the C box. We add the F box, the C box, and the button all to the other box. So we have boxes inside of boxes. And then we just set some styles on each of these things so that they look a certain way. Inside main, we create this app. We give it a name, temperature converter. And we say, whenever you start up, run the build function. So the build function returns the box. So yeah. And then here we run the main function, and we run the main loop of the app that comes back out of it. So let's give this a try. All right. So we can see here we have Fahrenheit, and then we have is equivalent to, and then we have Celsius. So let's say 212 Fahrenheit is 100 Celsius. Cool. What's 32 Fahrenheit? 0 Celsius. What about, let's see, it's like 65 outside today. 18 and 3 repeating. Cool. All right. So let's see, I got a couple of questions here. Carol Ann asks, how can you remember all the code? Have any advice? I'm still new in programming, but love code so much. What is Beeware? So, a few questions there. So, how can you remember all the code? I don't remember all the code. Right now I'm looking at a tutorial, so I'm just copying code from that. And then outside of that, when I'm writing my own programs, I'm still not. I don't memorize all the code. I don't have everything memorized because you can't. There's just way too much. There's just way too much code to memorize all of it. Like, that's impossible. So you remember the bits and pieces that you use a lot, right? There's a certain input that you use or import that you use all the time. There's a function that you've written 3 or 4 times, which really means you should put it into a library of some kind. But anyway, so you remember how to write that. You remember the basic flow structure and control structures, but you don't memorize every little teeny tiny piece of code. You don't memorize all of it. So you don't. And don't bother trying to. That's why Google and Stack Overflow and things like that exist, right? If we had to memorize everything, Stack Overflow wouldn't exist. So you don't memorize everything. Beeware, which was your last question there. Beeware is a suite of tools for building software in Python that will run on multiple platforms, and not always platforms where Python is available. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Aslam Sarah, this is all Python. We're all doing this in Python. Noel Roy, glad to have you here. Glad you like Treehouse's live coding. Fallen Star, this is just a temperature converter right now that we're kind of playing with. I don't think we're going to spend the entire 2 hours on this. We might do another tutorial here, or we might play with this a little bit more, but I don't think we're going to do anything extra. So anyway, the calculate seems to work, so that's cool. What I want to know, though, is I have been told, and I may be completely wrong on this, but I've been told that we can convert from Beeware, or I've been told that we can go from one to another. So let's try this. Let's say I want to write a native Android app. So that's where we would use Voc. and then we could use Briefcase to pack it all up and take it somewhere else. Okay. So let's look at this getting started. Okay, so let's go over here to settings, and let's see if we can install Briefcase. Yep, we can. All right. Swati, what is this program? Do you mean the program that we're building, like that we're playing with, or that I'm using to edit code in? Can I say Johan? Yeah, I think so. Hopefully I said that right. I may have said that completely wrong. We're using PyCharm. PyCharm is it's similar to PHP Storm or WebStorm, IntelliJ, things like that. But instead of being for PHP or web languages, this one's made for Python. Okay. So there was that one. So now I didn't have to do anything really. So we've got this template. All right, I'm gonna have to come look at that. But I just want to try something here. Where's my terminal? There's my terminal. And let's make that a little smaller. Okay. So, clear and CLS. Dir. Okay. So, I don't think this is gonna work. Setup.py. Android. Yeah, it doesn't know what setup.py is. Okay, but let's try doing this with Briefcase. Let's try doing a Briefcase thing. So, we need to install Cookie Cutter. There's Cookie Cutter. Install that. How did I make the top bar orange? Like here? This is just the Windows theme. So my desktop background changes every 30 minutes or whatever, and Windows uses a predominant color in the image to change the color of the UI. I didn't do anything special there, I promise. Okay, so now let's try this command here that I'm supposed to run. So Cookie Cutter, https github.com pyb briefcase template. And let's see what that does. Okay, app name. Cool. So, let's say, I'm going to follow this tutorial here as well. Let's say tutorial 0. Oh, no, wait. Quit. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, app name. We'll say tutorial 0. Formal name, tutorial 0. Description, stuff. Author is Kenneth Love. Author email is kenneth@teamtreehouse.com. Bundle, com.teamtreehouse. I will give this the MIT license. GUI framework will be Toga. Okay. Alright, so now we have this tutorial folder right here. Y'all can see that one, right? So inside there we have this tutorial folder here, and if we look in app.py, this is the beginning of our app, right? So this is nothing special here. This is just our main app. So let's go ahead and let's make this a little better, and let's say class my app. And we'll have a main loop that takes self, and it's going to print hello world, because that's what every first thing has to do. And inside here, we're just going to return an instance of my app. I see the chat messages coming in. I will start... I will respond to them in a minute. Okay, so now, let's go here in tutorial 0. And so we have this setup.py. So let's do Python setup.py Android. I can't do iOS because I don't have Xcode. Let's try Android here. A bytes-like object was found as required, not string. What? Give me a second to look at this. Writing application template. Returned non-zero. Okay. Then during the handling of that, we had something else happened where we got a bytes-like object and not a string. So it looks like Cookie Cutter wanted to install that. So what do we get if we just run Cookie Cutter? Cookie Cutter help. That's it. Those are my options. Okay. A valid repository for that could not be found. Okay. Del C : users. Cookie cutters. Yes. Yes. Huh. Let's open this up. Let's see if we can just go find it real quick. Users, me, cookie cutters. Let's just delete that. Weird. Very weird. Okay. You can use Briefcase to package. How does Android Briefcase take the distill setup.py project using the metadata to generate a stub Android project Python code. The stub project is generated using the Python Android template. Could the problem be that there's not anything here? Okay. So let's see. There's been a bit more chat, and then we'll come look at this some more. Can I use the weather API? Yeah, Sammy, I might be able to do that. Ju, I'm glad that I got you hooked into Python. That's great. Sorry, but can a third grade kid do programming? Yeah, they can. Third grade kids. So let's see, third grade's probably about like what, 8 or so, 9. Lots of times they'll get a little bored with how much typing has to be done, for programming, but yeah, it's totally possible. So yeah. So let's see. I want to go back to where I was. I'm gonna go back into here, back into cookie cutters. I want to look at this one. Okay, so that has like that. So here, there's nothing in here because it's not a thing. So, let's... Give me a second. Let's fix this. All right, so C. All right, CD home. Cookie cutters. CD Python. There we go. Okay, so git check out 3.5. Git pull origin 3.5. Okay, so now if I look in here, I've got that. So now let's try. Still have an issue. Because it's still trying to git clone it. But it doesn't need to git clone it, it's already there. Right, and then it ditched it because it wanted to delete it. And so when it did that... Alright. So let's try Windows. Did this do the same thing? What do you think? What are the odds? No, that one actually has one. Oh, but that's still branch Windows. Branch master is like that. Now, I wonder if this could be because I am... I wonder if it's because I'm not using Python 3.5, I'm using Python 3.6. I wonder if that's the problem. Oh, but there's a 3.6 branch. Okay, here, let's try this. So, cookie cutter, https github.com, pyb, Python, Windows, template, check out 3.6. Python embedded Windows install. Also, let's look at the setup.py. See if there's anything in here that I could be missing. Okay, so that's all Briefcase stuff. So I don't want the Briefcase template. I just want... Yeah, let's look at like how-to guides here. Which we don't have any how-to guides. We don't have any topic guides. We don't have any reference. Oh, goodness. Get that stuff. Okay. Frequently asked questions. What's in there? Version of Python support. Yeah. That's what I expected. Install Briefcase, which we've done. Next steps is that. Okay. Okay, so that's not going to help me. Is Python free? Yes, Python is free. Python has been free since the very beginning, which is pretty cool. Aha! Oh, here we go. Here we go. Tutorial 0. Tutorial 0. Stuff. Dir name. com.team treehouse. Okay. So now, what did I get? I got tutorial 0 in here. I got an app. I got app packages. Okay. So now... Oh, what are you doing? Don't try and clone it. Just build it. Okay, so let's see. I should have... Let's see if I need to install this. And you know what? Honestly, if this doesn't work, we can always try something else too. I think we can also do Python... Wait, let's look at the setup.py again. So we have app, macOS, Linux, Windows. I don't know what app does there. iOS, Android, or Django. So let's try this. Let's try Python setup.py Django. Getting the same thing. Let's see if we could do this in the shell. So let's go back a little bit here into virtual envs. And then Beeware stream scripts activate.ps1. Okay. And then Beeware stream. Okay. Tutorial 0. All right. Python setup.py Android. Let's just see if it does anything here. No, it's still doing the same thing. Okay. If I was to do checkout 3.5 on that, it doesn't know what I'm talking about. Okay. That one doesn't know what I'm talking about either. Okay. So let's try Windows again. We got something. Okay, so maybe this was just PyCharm being weird. Okay, so if we look in here, we have Windows, we have app packages, we have Python, we have tutorial0.lnk. Where was my Windows thing here? Okay. Top level directory should pretend that it's a thing. See if that does anything. Doesn't seem to. Okay. Okay, but what this was saying was that we need to have app, which, let's see, I want to ditch this one. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. So that's that. So app name main.py, double underscore main.py. So from tutorial 0.app import main, and then here's our thing here. So that does that, that does that. Okay. Dependency even there. We did this correctly. Project, the formal name of my project with an app name of my dash project has a thing that looks like this, which we do. And then if we try to open up, where does this go? Windows, Python, Python W. So maybe I do need to install that Python thing I downloaded, that embedded Python thing. Which, let's just open that up from here. PyCharm actually has a free one, just by the by. Okay, I don't need to do this because it did that. It extracted the Windows thing into there. Like this is it. This is what it was just doing. Because if I look at this, I can see it's running that, and then it's running app start.py. Right? So app and then start.py. I guess this is going to open in Visual Studio. That's cool. So we add app and app packages, and then we import main, and then we call main.main loop. So that should be doing, like here, let's copy that. And let's go into Windows. And let's run that command. Okay. So that does hello world. So if I go python/pythonw.exe, I get nothing. Interesting. If I run that, nothing happens. If I run that, I get a Python shell. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll play with that part more later. Let's try doing the Django one. And let's see what happens there. Did not work. Alright, well, that's still cool. We can try a couple more Toga things just to see what they do. Somebody had the idea of pulling down a weather thing. That one's neat. I don't think I can do that at the moment, though. Simply because I don't have like an API that I can pull down from easily. Okay. Let's go check over here, though. There were a couple of other tutorials that we could play with Toga, and maybe we could find something neater. So let's see what we can find there. But I do have some questions in chat. Let's see. PyCharm. PyCharm has a free version. If you want just the community version, it's pretty awesome. It will do almost everything that the professional version does. It's just missing a few little bits and pieces, but it's a great IDE. PHP versus ASP.NET. They're both fine. I don't know if there is a better one. PHP maybe has a slightly lower barrier to entry. You're going to find it a lot more places that do free hosting as well, as opposed to literally any other language, except maybe JavaScript. So if you're brand new, absolutely brand new to programming, PHP might be a little easier to jump into than ASP.NET is, but you can go get all the all the .NET tools that you want for free from Microsoft, and you can go build whatever you want on your own computer. So that's pretty awesome. I actually kind of feel like people should start programming with SQL instead of any other language, because SQL is declarative. You tell SQL what to give you. SQL gives you that if it can, as opposed to telling Python how to create the thing you want it to give you. Bombster asks, do you need a powerful computer to use Python? No, you can do Python on people do Python on like Raspberry Pis and embedded, like little chip computers and stuff. And yeah, your Dell Intel i3 with 4 gigs of memory, that will work fine for Python. Sami says, I heard Python's good for AI and machine learning. Yeah, Python's got a pretty good history in AI and machine learning. Unfortunately, I don't have any great resources for you on where to start with that. DataQuest, and there's another one whose name I can't remember, seem to be pretty good for learning that, but I don't know. I don't know for certain. So yeah, Oh, and yeah, HacksMat. Perl does work on some free hosts. There are Perl's really old, so there's tons of hosts that run Perl. You just may not find a ton that run super modern Perl. I don't know. All right, so let's try playing with this next little bit some more. So this uses Coliseum for CSS because it has a C and 2 S's in it. So let's go back to our. Let's see. We can ditch that one. You can't delete that. Oh, okay, whatever. Oh, it's maybe because this is open. Yep, delete it. Nope, okay, whatever. And we don't need Batavia there anymore either. All right, so let's go back over here to our hello world. And let's add... Actually, I don't want to do all that stuff. Let's not do that. Let's just go straight to tutorial 3 and build a web browser. So let's build a web browser. Surely y'all want to build a web browser, right? It'll be fun. IDE error occurred. That's fine. Okay, so let's call this webbrowser.py. And user bin. Actually, we're not going to worry about that. So let's just say import toga. And from Coliseum, import CSS. So Coliseum is a library that will let us do CSS things with our UI. So Graze is going to be our app. And so this is the first time we've defined something as being toga.app, I do believe. Everything else we've had has just accepted an app and we've passed an app into it. So on startup. And it's funny, I've been using this IDE for like a year now, and I still want to type self every time by myself, which I really shouldn't, but that's what I want to do. So we'll make a main window here, and it will get whatever the name is. And main window.app is going to be equal to self. All right, so then we're going to make a web view inside of here. And this is going to let us like pull stuff off of the web. And then we're going to get a URL input. So this is going to be a text input from Toga. And we'll start off with github.com. This could, of course, start wherever. And then we're going to apply a little bit of style here. So flex is 1 and margin is 5. All right, so now we need to make some boxes. So toga.box, children. So inside of this, we have another box, which has some children. And this is where we're going to put the URL input. And we're going to put a button here that's called go. And on press is going to be equal to self.load page. Style equals CSS width equals 50. So by using the CSS thing from Coliseum, we're kind of saving ourselves from having to type out a lot of style things. So that's nice for being able to just kind of more quickly get things styled and added. So then style here is going to be this, and the flex direction is going to be row, so it can expand horizontally. So after that box, then we're going to have self.webView. And then down here, we're going to have a new style. And flex direction here is going to be column. Okay, cool. So now we're going to add in self.mainWindow. The content of that is going to be our box that we just created. And then the web view's URL is going to be equal to self.urlinput.value. So whatever the URL is, put that into the web view. And then let's show the main window. Okay. So we'll make a new function here called load page, which takes a widget. And we're going to say self.webview.url is equal to self.url_input.value. All right. And then we'll do our if name is equal to main. App is going to equal to an instance of Graze. We're going to set the name of the app to Graze, and we're going to say it belongs to org.pyb.graze. So this is where you would put in, like, you know, Graze. So we'd have like com.team treehouse, and we'll leave it called Graze. And then we're going to do app.main loop. All right. So now if I was to run this, it won't work because something's going on. Cancel. Let's try running that again. No? Okay, let's try it in a terminal. A terminal. All right, so I want that.virtual envs / Beeware stream scripts activate.ps1, and then Beeware stream, and then Python web browser.py. Still getting that same issue. What is up with that? Let's see. Python ActiveX. Actually, let's just say ActiveX control not in single threaded apartment. Okay, so I'm gonna look up here at some chat for a minute while this is looking. This is weird. Can I do some AI or ML videos? If I knew more about AI or ML, I would totally do that. I don't know enough at the moment, though. So I have to say no, I can't do that right now. I would love to, but yeah, I can't right now. Gohar, what am I working on? We're just kind of playing around with Toga stuff at the moment. Ivchu, you want me to check my taskbar apps? How about I just do that instead, so you don't see it? Because I'm not going to go look at work chat while I'm streaming. See, I want to know why this isn't, not that one, this one. Like, that should be working. Oh, there we go. No, that didn't work. That didn't do what I wanted. NeoVim integration. Cool. You can... Whatever. No. So let's go check out if there's an issue about this. Hopefully there is. Hopefully somebody has brought this up. Instruction for building on Android. Windows doesn't work. Yeah, we had that before. So let's just search here for, say, apartment. Nothing. Okay. Okay. So there was that thing, yeah. Doesn't work on that. 115 and that. Okay. Sorry for just kind of reading through this at the moment, but just trying to figure out what's going on here, if anything. May not be anything I can really do here. Yeah, no, okay. Looks like there's not. I was hoping there'd be a thing I could be like, hey, check it out, this is the thing I changed, but I guess there's not. So that's cool, that's fine. Has to be combined with the core toga pack. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so it looks like I don't know of a good way to make it to where this runs in a thread. Like, I would have assumed that's what Toga was doing. Right? Like, creating a thread yourself, which that doesn't do me any good. Yeah. Not going to worry about that. Not going to worry about that either. Yeah, that's definitely disappointing that I can't make that just do a thing. But anyway, that's the code. You can see how the code works, but unfortunately it won't run. So, all right, that's fine, I guess. All right, so let's try something else. Yeah, I know that's. So, yeah, so we've got an hour left. Chat, let's, what's something you would like to see next? We can do more of the, Vue.js and API star thing that we did last week. I'm happy to fire all that back up. Or, we can do, something new. Give me your input on what you'd like to see for the remaining hour or so of this stream. And I'm going to answer Gohar's question here. What's more in use, Python or Java? Java is very, very heavily... Java's very, very heavily used, right? But as far as new software, I don't know how much new software is being written in Java. Python's kind of in a similar boat where there's a ton of Python software out there. I know it gets used for new stuff quite often. I can't say which one is more used. I would say Python's probably used for more modern, like when people just start a brand new project. There's probably more people starting with a brand new project in Python than a brand new project in Java, but I don't know for certain. That would just be my guess. Hacksmat wants me to try and learn Go. I mean, if you want to watch me do Go tutorials, I can, but that's probably not going to be that much fun. I can has HC wants me to do Node.js. If you've watched this at all, I'm really bad at JavaScript. That was part of why I liked Vue.js. Vue.js was like really nice. I didn't have to do anything like really difficult in there. I could just do the JavaScript stuff that I wanted to do. And it was so much nicer. Maybe do Perl Oh man, I haven't done Perl in ever. Actually, I've never really done Perl. I don't know that I want to. Y'all just want to watch me struggle with new languages, don't you? I mean, if that's the case, like, why not do Elm? Why not do Crystal? Why not do Haskell or Erlang? Like, we can play with any of those if we really want to. I can do more Rust. I haven't done Rust in a while. Rust was fun. So, yeah. If there's something in particular that you'd want to see me do, let me know. But I can't say for certain I'm gonna be able to do it. Laravel 5.4. I mean, that's a good one. I haven't done Laravel since it first came out. Crystal's easy. You know what? Let's try Crystal. Let's play with Crystal a little bit. We'll get it installed and we'll just try it out. I was looking it up just the other day, and it looks pretty cool. So let's try Crystal. So okay, so we'll install it in Bash. So let's see, I'll launch my Bash on Ubuntu on Windows. All right. So this is highly experimental. This may completely fail, so that's fun. So okay, first of all, let's be smart, kids. Always go and look at the thing they tell you to install. Always go look at that script. Your heart still lies with Go. You think Crystal's easy, Haskell is meh, and Rust is good, but your heart lies with Go. I mean, that's cool. I don't want you to download it. All right. Show in folder. Open with code. So what do we got? Apt key. It adds an apt key. It adds the Crystalling thing into sources list and then does an apt-get update. Okay, that's safe enough. So curl -ssl https dist.crystallang.org/apt/setup.sh and then sudo bash. So go ahead and run that. Unable to resolve host. Oh, that's fine. It doesn't know how to get back to itself. Selenium. I do not know much about Selenium. I do believe Craig at Treehouse is working on some Selenium stuff, but I don't personally know much about Selenium, so I can't really say anything there. Oh, that's cool. They gave the thing there, so that's nice. So then let's go ahead and install clang and binutils, just in case those aren't installed. And then we will install Crystal. So yeah, I hadn't actually heard about Crystal until the other day. Jay mentioned it to me as a neat Ruby-like. I mean, it effectively looks like Ruby, or maybe it wasn't Jay. Somebody else. I don't know. Somebody told me about it, and they were saying it was a neat like Ruby-like language, but you could do it in. Or it was like C, like ran like C, but you could write it all in Ruby. So if you were comfortable with Ruby, which I'm not at all comfortable with Ruby, then this was a nice little thing to have. But let's just try it. Let's see what we get out of it when we get it installed. And, you know, if it works, it works. Alrighty, the installation is taking a little while. Sorry about that. It's got to install clang and LLVM, so I say Clang. Is it Clang or is it Clang? Is Bash on Ubuntu only in Windows 10? Yeah, it's only a Windows 10 feature. And you have to, or at least you used to, maybe they've changed this. You used to have to go and enable some sort of developer, I know what I'm doing, so it's okay if things break flag to get it all working. So it's been a little while since I've done that. I can't tell you exactly what the steps are anymore, but I guarantee you Google or somewhere like that can. So let's install Crystal now. That should be pretty fast. And then let's look at using the compiler. Now the problem is I'm not sure where this directory is. See, that says home Kenneth Love. How do I get there in here? No need for developer options anymore? Okay. That's good to know. So let's see, Bash on Windows in Explorer. Okay. So if I go to there, to there, to there, and to app data, and local, and LX something something something. No? App data, local, LXSS. There we go. Home, Kenneth Love. There it is. All right. So basically, that's just so that I can have the thing here. So let's open this directory with code. You can update later. See if that works. Yeah, it works. Okay, so then we get a hello world. Great. All right. Easy enough. Wow. And then we can also use run to run it. And then if I do crystal build hello world, and then look in the directory here, then I have hello world, and I can just run that directly, and I get the hello world. I don't have to wait for anything. So that's really nice. That's cool. I wish I could make properties font 20. Make it hack. There we go. Is that a little easier for y'all to read? Because I know it was very small a while ago. Okay, so let's try doing this HTTP server one. So let's touch server.crystal. And then open up server.crystal. That's cool. I'm glad you added NeoVim. Thank you. HTTP server. All right, so we're going to require this server gem module, whatever. HTTP ::server .new on port 8080 and do context with the context do something. Response.content type equals text plain and context.response.print hello world. The time is, and then we're going to put in time.now, and then we're going to end. All right, so then let's put listening on 8080, and then run server.listen. Okay, so now I should be able to do crystal server.cr. Content type. I did mean content type there, not context type. This right here is a huge part of why I'm really loving these new like compiled languages that are coming out, simply because they can inspect the stuff and be like, hey, you made this really common, very simple mistake. And that's really nice. Execution failed. Why did that fail? Linker command failed with execode 1. Use -v to see invocation. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted. Let's say run on that. That failed too. Okay. So that command there failed. What if I just try running? There we go. And then it said to add like a -v. Okay, let me get over here. Where package config? Which one of these failed? I'm gonna add the -v over here. No. If anybody has any guesses on this, be sure to post in the chat. See, that one has a -v already. That one has a -v. Maybe it's one of these package configs? Wasn't that one. Wasn't that one. Okay. Crystal linker command failed. Why do I use VS Code instead of another IDE or Sublime or Atom? Just because. I mean, it was installed, so I used it. I don't know. Is there a reason for why I wouldn't want to use that? I mean, Yeah. That's not fun. Alright, whatever. Try it online. Let's see what's here in the community. Codes repository, chat room, share your work. There we go. Awesome Crystal. Let's see what's in here. Let's go see if there's some good tutorials. No? Did nobody think I should make crystal tutorials? TensorFlow stuff. Let's check out Admiral. Let's just try a random one. Shard.yaml file. I don't have a shard.yaml file. So what do we do? Okay, so crystal.init or crystal init. So we either make a lib or make an application. Okay, so let's make an application. So app, and then we'll give it a name. We'll call it, I don't know, F2C. All right. So now if we look in here inside F2C, there's our shard.yaml. Okay. So we'll say Kenneth Love and Team Treehouse. Okay. And then I need to add dependencies. And then Admiral. And then GitHub jwaldrip /admiral.cr. So, okay, so we have added our thing. So now, inside of our app, which I'm going to guess is inside source, and then that. Yep. README, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's cool that it generates, like, the README and stuff. Like, that's really nice. Really nicely done. Okay. So, by creating a new class that inherits from Admiral command. Okay, so we would have something here where it was like require Admiral. And then class hello world extends Admiral command, and then def run puts hello world, and then we end the def, and then we end the class, and then we'd say hello world.run. Now I'm gonna guess I probably don't need that module FTOC, but I'm gonna just give that a try. So cd into there. cd into source. Can't find Admiral into that. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Introduction. This is that stuff. That's not what I'm looking for. C bindings, I don't care about. You know what's cool? How they have no documentation in here for you know, creating apps. That's a great thing to do here. Okay, so creating a project library. Okay. So depths. Okay. So crystal depths F2C. Depths install. Please run shards and knit. So let's go into here and let's try doing crystal depths install. Expected scalar, but sequence start. All right. So it tried to do something there. So we got closer. jwaldrip/admiral.cr. Okay. Okay. Failed to clone. Did I misspell something? GitHub jwaldrip/admiral.cr. Let's just copy this. Very strange that it can't install that. And there's no issues. Of course not. Why would there be issues? Yeah, Uli. Crystal is a compiled Ruby. Trying to get this to work, but right now it is not installing Admiral. Which is really too bad, because, I mean, it looks cool. It looks simple enough. We get flags and stuff. But the Admiral dependency is not installing. So, let's try a different one. We're just playing with stuff, so whether we find something cool or not, I don't know. But let's see what CLE is. Yet another one. All right. So this one we do mosop and CLE. Oh, and this would be CLE, not Admiral. And then inside here, let's undo all of that. Actually, let me look at one other thing here. Was that in quotes? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna guess we need to require CLE, and this would be CLE : command. Class options. Can I set this to be Ruby? There we go. Options bool by arg2 end def run if arg stop by print goodbye else. Oh, look at my Python coming through there. Print hello end puts whatever the args came in as, and then end, and then that run %w world, and let's try this again with by world. All right, so let's try that. So shards install. So maybe the problem before was just that I didn't have Git installed. Is that the problem? Maybe that's the problem. Is I couldn't get a Git thing because I didn't have Git installed. So there you go. That's a shame. But it's okay. Hopefully now we will have this. So let's try this again. Shards install. Hey, look at that. The shards install thing is working. Oh my goodness. It's working. Okay. So, okay. So let's try crystal source f2c.cr. Syntax error. I forgot to end that. Undefined constant hello world. Can I do FTOC? Okay. Maybe since it's a module, it has to be the... Oh, looks like it's doing something. We got hello world and goodbye world. All right. So that one worked. So that's cool. We got a thing to work. All right. Let's go now that I know the problem was on my end and not Crystal's end. Let's go back to the Admiral version that we had, because I kind of liked that a little better. It looked like a nicer thing. So we're gonna undo all of that. This is gonna be Admiral, and then here we're gonna do FTOC : hello world.run, and if we do this outright, shards install. Now we do that. That runs with hello world. So that's not doing anything special. So then we can try and define flags. So we can bring in a flag here. Let's say define flag planet. And then we can put hello. And then we're going to put either the planet flag or the word world. It's still so weird to me that I can do the quotes inside the quotes in Ruby. Oh, Ruby. Okay. So I can do hello world, or I can do -- planet, and I could say Venus. Do I have to build it? Okay, so now I could do F2C and I get world, or I could do planet Venus and I get hello Venus. So that's cool. Lemon Banana, we are currently playing with Crystal, which is a Ruby that compiles to LLVM. So it's going to be very similar to how Rust compiles down. But this looks like Ruby instead of looking like Rust. Okay, so I'm going to take this next one here, and instead of doing what it's doing, I'm going to do the Fahrenheit converter. I'm just pulling this open so I can get the math there. So let's do converter. So command, define a flag. What if I don't want a flag? What if I just want to pass in a thing? Arguments, that's what I want. I want an argument. Okay, so let's define an argument. And this will be Fahrenheit. So that's what's going to come in, is we're going to get Fahrenheit. So let's say arguments dot Fahrenheit F is, I don't know what, C. Otherwise, we're going to put in 32. Okay. So this here will need to be converter. And now we've got an argument. Okay, so now let's build that again. Lemon Banana, what do you want to do? So 32F is blank C. Okay. So that's great. So now I want to do Celsius equals Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5 divided by 9. And this here should Celsius. Now that's assuming I got Fahrenheit. Stream complete? Stream isn't complete. What are you doing? What are you doing, YouTube? Alright, YouTube's being weird. Alright, so let's just try that. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah. So it doesn't know what Fahrenheit is. Oh well, that's also because I misspelled it. Not Ruby. Either C++, and then learning the Unreal Engine, or learning C# and then you can learn Unity. There has to be a way to convert a type. Okay, so let's do, it'll be the string 32, and then here we will do this dot to f Okay, are we back? Are we good? Something weird is going on. I'm gonna have to change the stream options. Okay. Are we back on the stream? Are we good? Are we live? Can you hear me and see me? If so, post something in chat. Let me know that we're good. I don't know if you managed to see this before the chat ended, but we have the converter working. So if we pass in, you know, a temperature, then we get something back. It's offline again. And now it's back. What are you doing, YouTube? You're killing me here. Okay. It looks like things are good. I'm not seeing anything in chat, but it looks like things are good. Okay. Okay, I got one person saying we're good. Okay. What is going on? It's a bit laggy, but you're still here. Okay. So I think I turned down that latency. I don't think I need to turn down the latency. I think that messed it up. So I'm going to put the latency back to where it was. And then... yeah, really well. So that's cool. I'm glad that it's working all right. I want to see if I can do Ruby sprintf kind of stuff. So format strings, yeah, that's what I want. Can I do that in here? Could I just do like .2 and then build this again? No, that won't let me do that. Okay. Okay, so let's just try searching for the Ruby that thing and seeing what I can do in there. Yeah, it's the programming language. Maybe that'll tell me something. Documentation. You're not telling me stuff. Oh, Ruby. Why, Ruby? Why? 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 Why, Ruby, is your documentation so bad? This is why I left Ruby. Part of it is just how terrible the documentation is. Ruby string literals. And puts. Let's look at puts and see what I can do special with puts. Because, yeah. Okay. So anyway, Lemon Banana asked, what does the program? What do you mean, what does the program? Help me answer that for you. I want to know more about this thing. What is this sequence? Let's do interpolation. Okay. Ruby string interpolation. Yeah, Lemon Banana, give me some way to help you to help answer your question, because I'm not certain exactly what you want to know there. Okay, Ruby string interpolation, control float precision. Oh. Round 2. Okay. And then if I build that. Okay. And then do like that. There, that's much nicer. Really, I could probably do that as like 1 instead, but the two dots of precision is nice. Yeah. All right, so we got about 5 minutes left. I'm just going to answer questions as they pop up in chat, if y'all have any. Videotrix has asked, programming language for beginner to learn. I'm guessing you mean what language should you learn as a beginner? So JavaScript is pretty handy because it's built into your browser. You can basically just start playing with it right away. The problem is JavaScript has a lot of like gotchas and slightly weird things to have to memorize. So sometimes that can be a struggle for a beginner. Not absolute struggle, but it can be hard sometimes. Python and Ruby are both pretty friendly. Ruby's documentation, as was just shown, is not all that amazing. So I don't necessarily recommend it for beginners, but it's okay. The language itself is pretty simple, just the documentation's terrible. Python is very easy to read and write. Python's documentation is pretty good. There are a few places where it's not amazing, but for beginners, it's really solid and really good. You asked about Java. Java's okay. You will do a lot of typing with Java, and there's often a lot to learn with Java before you can start making things that are really fun and exciting to make. So I don't necessarily recommend Java as your absolute first language, but it could definitely be like your second. So But yeah, Java's fine. I actually think SQL, is like one of the best beginner languages because it's much closer to how humans use language, where we tell someone what we want them to do. When you give somebody a job to do, you tell them what to do. You don't tell them how to do the job, right? So you tell somebody, hey, I want a sandwich, and they go make you a sandwich. You don't tell them, okay, go get the bread, go get the condiments, go get the meat, go get the vegetables, go get the whatever, right? So SQL is much closer to the give me a sandwich, and then SQL gives you a sandwich if it can. So I recommend that for beginners a lot. I think it's a much better introduction to telling computers what to do than any programming language is. Lemon Banana, programming programs to do something. What are your programs doing? Oh, so this program here, which is a pretty straightforward, simple one, we've made a command line application where we can run it with this F to C, and we can pass in a temperature in Fahrenheit, and it tells us what that temperature is in Celsius. So it's just doing a simple temperature converter from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And this is what the program looks like. This is using the language Shard, which sits on Crystal, which sits on top of Ruby. So all of this here is effectively Ruby, and then Crystal sits out here outside of that and turns the Ruby code into a compiled binary or a library that you can use. Sabai TV, is PHP dead? No, not at all. WordPress is still one of the most heavily used pieces of software in the entire world, and that's written in PHP. So no, there's nothing dead about. There's nothing dead about PHP. PHP is still very much alive. They just came out with PHP 7 not terribly long ago in programming time, and it's apparently done a lot of really great stuff. If you like our live streams, our PHP teacher Alina is going to be taking over for me while I go on sabbatical for a month in August. So she'll be doing a few weeks of this in August. So if you want to come learn some more PHP stuff, she'll be doing that then. So definitely check it out. She may actually be starting in late July. There may be a Friday in July that she does it. So yeah. All right. So any more questions? This is your last chance to get them in. If you got a question to ask, go ahead and ask it now, and I will update. I'll update my stuff here. I will answer your question as best I can as soon as I can. So, any more questions before we end the stream? Video tricks. You want to create a Facebook app. So what things should you learn? Well, the nice thing about Facebook apps is you can build them in pretty much anything you want. The language doesn't matter for Facebook apps. All that matters with Facebook apps is like what you end up doing with them, right? You're just using Facebook's backend, and then you're doing the stuff that you want to do. So you can kind of build whatever language you want. Prashant, you're new here. When am I going to give lessons for Java? I won't be, as I don't know Java at all. I know absolutely nothing about Java, so I won't be teaching Java. On Thursdays, the day before today, our Android teacher has been doing Kotlin live streams. Kotlin is similar to Java. It runs on the JVM. So you can check those out day before today. So don't come a week from now. Come 6 days from now and watch. And you can pick up Kotlin from him. I don't know if we're going to have any Java stuff or not. We're going to try to on the live streams, but I don't know for certain that we're going to. What else do we have here? Lemon Banana, do I have any books or videos for learning C++ that I recommend? I don't. I'm sorry. I know pretty much nothing about C++, so I can't recommend anything there. Yeah. C++ though is an old language. I guarantee you there are tons of tutorials online for how to learn C++, so go check them out. Said Robley, Kenneth, is Python better than Java? No? Java's not better than Python either? Like, languages are pretty much equivalent. There's not a better language. There are better languages for certain scenarios. If I'm building a desktop application, I probably want to build it in Java or C++ or C#, right? Or Objective-C maybe if I'm putting it on the Mac. I don't want to necessarily build it in Python. But if I'm building simple little script that I need to go and manipulate some directories for me, or whatever other kinds of things, you know, things that need just scripts, or if I'm just playing around, if I'm doing machine learning, if I'm doing data science, I probably don't want to do that in Java. I probably want to do that in R or Julia or Python. So, yeah, there's not a better language. It's better depending on the scenario that you're in. So, yeah. As for which one to start with for your first programming language, I think Python is a nicer start to programming than Java. And one of the nice things about either of those languages, Python or Java, is it can often be your only language, at least for a long time. You can do an immense amount of work in Python or in Java, and you don't have to learn any of the languages to do it. Now, you gotta learn like SQL or HTML or whatever. Like, you have to learn these little ancillary things, but you don't have to go and learn like this language, this language, this language. They're all large, heavy languages. You can just do a simple one language. All right. Sorry for some of the stream problems today. The stream was in and out. It was a little weird, but I think we got everything handled. I got some tweaks I'm going to do before the next one, and I think we're good to go. Mr. O'Brien asks, Clojure is a good language to start. I haven't played with Clojure, but it's a Lisp, so Lisp-likes are really fun to program with and often really good. So I would imagine Clojure is a good language. I don't know if it's a great one as your first language or not, though. Like I said, I haven't really played with it, though. The PHP versus Node, which one has a better future? I don't know. They're both probably fine. PHP's been around for a long time. It's probably not going anywhere. Node has proven itself to be very solid and reliable. It's probably not going anywhere. They're both going to be fine. Use the one you like better. Prashant, when am I going to stream next? A week from today. So next Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And what topic? I don't know what the topic's going to be. I want to do something different, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. So we'll see. I've got a week to dream up something. So I'm going to dream up something. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in a week. Hopefully with all of these little issues ironed out, and everything will be good, and we'll do something new. Probably. But, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.